Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. And in today's video we're going to be talking about HDFC Bank and why is it falling, why is it creating gaps in the stock, and why you should stay away from it from right now. Firstly, we're going to be discussing about all the technical aspects and how they're working. This is going to be the first time I'm doing such a video, so which is a stock based video, so please click the thumbs up button. Now before getting started, let's draw price action on the chart. This is going to be something that I'm looking forward to because it's a previous year's high, and then in 2022 it again tried to connect with it, and then in 2023 it's again trying to break for it. Now it did not break, but that is the reason we are going to mark it as the level that is going to be our strong resistance for the near future. Now looking forward at the chart, I can see right around here that there's a channel being formed. Okay, I'm gonna remove the magnets for this bit so that we can draw a bit more easily. Now after drawing this bit, we can see that there's a complete channel formation right around here. Now if we were to use the magnets, we would get exact markings, so it should be right like this. Okay, now you can see I took a few trades in between as well. I'm gonna just share them with you. When this broke out, when this kind of broke out, okay, and I also decided to take a trade when this got broke out, but I did not take that trade for a few reasons. That the price action here is kind of weak, although it did try to take a bounce back from a previous support, but the W was kind of weak, so we did not trade on this at all. Now moving back, if we try to look back, what are we gonna see? We're gonna look back and find out that there was a trend line being formed right around here, which could have been traded, which was actually traded by me. Now moving ahead, few things need to be kept in mind, that this is just a pure educational based video, and you should not take this as a trading advice. Now this trend line is the most important thing that I'm gonna say, because if you move to the weekly time frame, I think this trend line is gonna work. Yep, this trend line works. Now look at it. Then if we look at it nicely, I think I'm gonna correct this trend line up a bit. Yeah, now moving ahead back to the daily time frame level, you can understand that this trend line is connecting everything, and then showing us that just from the right level the stock was supposed to fall and it started falling. Now I have used this trend line for a short entry, and I did short the stock right around here. I did not expect this big of a fall, but it did happen. So actually I had sold all the quantity, I mean bought back the quantity right around here, but this fall was really you know something to be looking out for if you were a good trader. Now if we were to move back and move to the monthly time frame, I just saw something really wonderful, which may be important for some of you. If you have a look at this and you try to connect the dots, just look at it. How amazing can something be? Now I'm gonna move back to the weekly time frame just to give you a broader perspective. Just have a look. It's falling right from that level. So what could be the targets that you could be looking for? First of all, I'm gonna move back to the daily time frame for target setting, because it's really important that you move back and kind of have a look at the chart before setting your levels. First of all, guys, before setting levels, I'm gonna be telling you one more thing. Whenever you're setting targets, always have a look at previous days high and lows, because that's going to be a really good indicator of whether or not you should take that as a advantage for yourself. Now I'm gonna be marking these levels. Yep. And like we saw, think this is something that's not to be considered. Yeah, these two are really important. Once this breaks, I think we can see a fall till about. Let's move to the weekly time frame now for our target setting. Once this fails, we can easily see a fall till right about here, because this is somewhere the stock is gonna try to, you know, take up from. If you look at it on the daily time frame as well, 1400 levels are looking really nice. So moving back to the weekly time frame for the target setting, and I'm gonna be picking up this level. And the main reason behind it is, just look at the W formation. You can see that this is somewhat of the neckline where it decided to, you know, give us a breakout. So this is kind of a level where it should, you know, kind of stop around and give us a fresh entry or something of that sort. This again would be a blockage kind of point for the stock. Moving below, we could see the max pain should be right around here. Max pain. So if we were to move even below and the stock was continuing to fall, we could see some falls to about this level. Seems okay. If it even wants to fall further, we could see a fall till about here, and it eventually, if it decides to, you know, break down, excuse me, we could see that the max fall could be of till here. Now, why am I suggesting that this stock is gonna fall, and why do I think that this stock is gonna plummet? Keeping everything in mind and about what you just saw. Excuse me. I'm really sorry, guys. I don't know what's happening, but uh, so why do I believe the stock is going to fall? It's really important to note that these factors are all technical based factors. That if the stock falls, we might see a huge correction. And the factors are also fundamental and news based at this point, which would be the primary reasons the stock would fall. And why am I suggesting that you should also be looking out for these levels, or, you know, on the stock? And these are all tentative levels, keep that in mind, guys. These are not going to be the exact levels from where the stock is going to fall or jump, so keep this in mind. Okay, this is pure technical price action. And if we move ahead to the fundamental reasons of where, you know, you should, I would personally be suggesting that look forward for the fundamental aspects first, because the fundamental aspects are suggesting a really, really, really bad sign. Looking at the fundamental aspect number one, analysts are largely cutting their expectations or estimates for the financial year 24 and 25 due to a fall in the merged banks' net worth amid policy harmonization and accounting changes. Now, this is going to be really troublesome because HDFC and HDFC Bank just got merged this year, and, you know, the overall non-performing loans or NPLs have, you know, really increased, and the interest margin and the weakness of the return on asset is really seeing a huge dip. This could be one reason where we could see a big fall. And the second reason, or the most important reason according to me, why the stock is going to be falling is mutual funds are going to have to sell a huge chunk of their share, because they cannot stay invested in more than in one stock more than 10%. Now, a lot of mutual funds would be invested in HDFC and HDFC Bank as a separate entity, and as these, you know, entities get combined, there would be a more pressure on these mutual funds to sell off some of their shares. and to get their holdings below 10%. So this would be one major reason that the stock is going to fall, and my expectation for the fall is still 1400, honestly speaking, because after 1400, if it starts to fall, we could see a downtrend, and I don't believe such a blue chip or a such a strong company can see a downtrend in general. Now I am also going to be indicating a few things that might look fishy in general, but you must understand that in 2008 and 2010 we saw a major volume spike in HDFC. Okay, right around here. Now the same kind of volumes are being traded right around this year. Okay, so we see like this 2020, 2021, 2022. A lot of people sold their stock. Now I'm gonna be giving you a signal that insider trading is happening right as we speak, and insider trading will happen no matter what. So you must be one of those people to understand and how you know function properly while these insider traders take their trades. You must be functioning properly and according to price action. Fundamentals are always going to be indicative of the insider trading, but fundamentals when they appear to the retail trader, it's already really really late. So you cannot totally depend on the news. Okay, some newses have just become stale by this point, and I will tell you why. Just look at this fall, April 2022 to June. There would have been a reason, I know, very genuine reason for this gap formation, but my indication is people knew about this happening way back. HDFC Bank and HDFC merger would be happening, and mutual funds already started shorting on. Okay, so that is the reason I am bullish from 1363 to 1408 levels. And major reason behind this is that newses are taken action before they happen, taken action on before they happen or come to the general public. Now this is the main thing that I'm going to say. And the third major reason, first reason was stock falling was cut down on the estimates. Second reason was mutual funds selling. Third reason would be an overall negative sentiment for the banking sector. With the fintech adoption, we could be seeing that NBFCs would be increasing in on their numbers in the years, and we could be seeing that NBFCs would be growing really exponentially over the time span. And if this continues to happen, the banking sector would be really under a troublesome situation if they do not try to merge with the NBFCs or the fintech sector in general. If they try to comply with them and create a merged platform wherein both can function simultaneously or in a collaborative manner, we could see a huge upside in the banking sector as well. But if that doesn't happen, the asset management companies are going to be really flourishing, and one major pick for asset management companies from my side would be HDFC AMC. Now, I have been invested in this stock for a really, really long time. The price action on this company works really brilliantly. See the trend lines and everything that I have formulated right around you, right around here for you guys. You can just see and have a look. But I am just going to be suggesting that this gap is going to be filled really, really, really fast. So, if you are an investor, you can stay invested and you can wait for this gap to get filled beforehand. Now, many of my knowns were investing in HDFC AMC at right around this level. I was an investor in the past. I exited all of my quantity right around this level, and I did not expect a bigger jump than this. Reason being, the gap is still there that's meant to be filled, and this gap is also still present. So these two gaps are going to be causing a problem in the near future for the company, and they're going to be have to you know sort of filled in some manner or the other. So either a bad news or a short seller is gonna come and just fill in those gaps. So just wait for that. That's gonna be my main thoughts about HDFC MC. Now moving back to HDFC Bank, like I suggested, the asset management companies are also going to be really indicative of how the banks are going to be performing, and NBFCs in general are gonna risk their future. Now, HDFC is a really strong company on paper, balance sheet wise, PNL wise, everything wise. The company is a really strong. HDFC Bank is what I'm talking about. So, would I be personally recommending you to purchase the stock right now? No. Wait for a little bit of a correction if you're a price action based trader. If you are someone who wants to invest, start investing in an averaging manner, is my recommendation for you. And start with small quantities and gradually increase your quantities as the stock continues to fall. Okay, there's a saying that you should never catch a falling knife, but this time that saying is not gonna work, because a blue chip company can never become a falling knife unless and until there is some problem, or you know some major issue with the integrity of the company, which cannot be seen because the manager has been reappointed for 3 more years. So my view on the stock is to buy and hold for investors in an averaging manner, and for traders, you know stay away from the stock for a quite, till these levels get confirmed. And once these levels break, you can short. If these levels kind of get you broken as a resistance, you can take a buying entry definitely and trade in the stock. I personally am going to stay away from the stock for as long as possible, because the sentiment around the stock is not looking good in general. And HDFC Bank may be one of those banks which may be becoming a thing of the past, but this is still one of the best banks in our country. So decide your view and stay on that view. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in the next one.